Hairstory's YouTube channel, and I am Taylor Bond Stevenson. And today I am going to show you how to do a really pretty French braid with extensions and kind of like an alternative updo version that you can throw in with that at the end. So first, I like my hair wavy and I like my braids and my hairstyles to look effortless. So I'm not gonna do like a tight French braid from the top of my hair or a French braid on both sides. If that's something you would like to see, comment below and let me know. I can show you in another video, but today I'm gonna show you what I would do. So I'm gonna start from the crown of my head and I'm gonna braid down, and before I start my braid, I'm gonna add in my extensions so you can see how that's done. And then I'm going to show you the braid and then also the final updo. So first off, you're putting your extensions in. So I'm gonna use 4 extensions, all with just 2 clips. So they're small. This process can be very quick. So I'm gonna do it as quick as I can so you can see that it's not that serious, it doesn't need to be perfect, it just has to be done right. So you're gonna take your section, you're gonna tease your root really solid, and then you're gonna put in your extension. You're gonna do it all from here down because you don't want these extensions to bulk up and show in your braid. So I'm going to use a chopstick to go above my ear from one side of my head to the other side of my head. And I'm going to separate that hair on top of my head with my chopstick, like so. Keep it out of the way. All right, there's a few, let's see. It's not perfect, but again, that's fine. Okay, so I also want to start from the bottom. So now I'm going to take that section, split it so that there's just a section on the bottom, and clip that separate. Now I'm going to use a fine tooth comb and tease that section of hair. I'm going to take my clip, get it above the tease, and make sure it's secure. Again, these don't need to look perfect. All right, 2 sections in. Next section. I'm getting close to the top of my section, so I might need to add one more, we'll see. I want 4 chunks of hair because that's the thickness that I want in my braid. I want it to be really, really tight so that the extension doesn't slip out while I'm braiding my hair. And the way you check that is after you put your clips in, you tug at the hair, making sure it's secure. Having a mirror in your bathroom that has 2 sides, one on the back and one on the front, is genius. I don't know how I ever did hair without it. Perfect. Okay, I used my mirror, got a section. I'm a hairdresser, so it is a quite clean section, but you really can do it without that. So this is my last one. This one really needs to be flat to the head. So I'm going to use my mirror to make sure that it is. I hope you're having a good day. Okay, so extensions in my hair. They're not meant to blend. This is all being braided into a braid at the end. Okay? All right. So now I'm going to take my hair out and I'm going to do a little bit more teasing at the back of my head so that my hair it goes really pretty down. I don't want it to be separated at all, and this is my bed head, so like there's, a little mark, so I'm going to go through with my mirror so I can see the back of my head, and I'm just going to tease a little bit at the root of that top crown area of my head. So here's your section of the top crown area, and here's how you do it. Just a little bit. Pull that aside. Take one more. This will also make sure you're covering your extensions if for any reason you start to go over. Again, just a little bit. All right, because you still need to use this hair to braid, so you don't want it to be too much. And then just pat it down with your hands, make sure there's no tease on top. Again, this is a natural braid, so it's okay. All right, so I'm happy with, I'm not happy with my bangs at the moment, but we'll get there at the end. Okay, so you're gonna start your braid in the crown of your hair. I'm gonna get my section and then I'll try and attempt to do this reverse. All right, here we go. So, a basic French braid utilizes 3 strands of hair, 3 equal strands of hair. And then basically what you're doing is you're adding from each side into the braid as you go down. The way a braid works, 3 strands of hair, 1, 2, 3, and you cross over in front. French braid is crossed over in front. Cross over, the center section of hair. Cross over, cross over, cross over, cross over. You get the idea. So you really want to learn how to do a braid before you do a French braid, because a braid is a basic concept that if you don't know that, French braid is going to be very difficult for you. But if you know how to do a braid, the only difference with the French braid is you're adding in hair as you go. All right, so now for our French braid. I'm going to take my rings off because also rings don't help when braiding. Remember, this is a loose braid. At the end, if you have any pieces that aren't perfect, you can use pins to correct it, which I will show you if I have that happen. All right, I'm going to loosely take the top section of my hair and split it into 3 sections. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to start with the left-hand side. Now let's see how this goes. Bringing it over, like so. Then I'm going to bring the right side. When I bring the right side, I'm going to add some hair into it. I like to start right away. So, I'm loose with my sections. I'm going to leave a little bit of hair out and then grab my next section. Now we're getting down to the extension part. So you want to be careful that you're covering your extensions. So I'm going to check my mirror and make sure I am. So far, I cannot see my extension, which is perfect. So now as I get to the bottom, I want it to come to the side. So I'm going to start veering towards this side of my shoulder. So I'm going to go a little bit tighter right here. See, I'm staying close to that side. When I pull over with this next section, I'm going to bring it to that side of my head. And now finally, when I start adding in my bottom section, I'm going to stay on the left side of my head. I can kind of feel my extension clip on the right side, which I might have to fix later. Let me check in my mirror. Oh, it's looking really good. So, I'm getting to my last bit before I want to bring it to the front. So here's my last bit. And now, after crossing that over, I want to bring my hair to the front. This is a little bit tricky. So, I'm going to try and do this so you understand. So you want to grab all the remaining hair and start braiding it together. And then you're going to bring your hair forward, all 3 sections. And now you're switching your hands. So this is the fun part, because you really want your braid to come down and pretty in front of your face. So you're going to grab each section, 1, 2, and 3. Now you're switching your hands around and you're going to start braiding down. Now your braid is in front. Should look super pretty in the back, but then switch to the front. I'm gonna go loosely down my hair, not too tight because I want to pull it out a little bit. The more natural this looks, the better, definitely with extensions. And we are going to use a clear elastic at the end of our hair. I'm going to start pulling it out a little bit, make sure, that I like it before I get to the bottom, because once you tie the tie in there, it can be a little hard to mess it up. All right. Now, clear elastic at the end of your hair. I want to check the back, make sure that my extension clips aren't showing, so I'm going to use my mirror technique. Right now it's looking really good. I can feel my extension right here, but I checked it before and it's secure and I don't see it, so we're good to go. Now I'm going to play with it a little bit with my hands, pulling out my braid just a little bit. Just massaging it really. Playing with the front of my hair, making sure my little pieces look pretty and not too much. Maybe pulling out some right here, keeping it natural. And then, big thing, ears. Pull your hair over your ears. It looks better. All right. Now you get dressed and you go out and you do something cool. But you can also do updos. I like pin updos. I've showed them in other videos after doing braids. So I'm going to show you really quickly one I like to do with this specific French braid. So basically, you're just wrapping your hair up along your braid. So like this, up along your braid, putting a pin in. You want to make sure it goes into the extension clip so it stays secure. Now you're going to bring your braid, twist it, and come down. Your other side of your braid. Do this again. Remember always checking your look in the mirror after everything you do, so you make sure everything looks natural and you don't have to go back and redo it. So we're going to grab one more pin, and I'm going to use my mirror just to make sure. Yep. So you want to slide this end into your braid, and then take the hair right here and use one last pin to secure it so that you don't see it. Now, What I would do is maybe even one more pin just to kind of flatten this down and make this look pretty instead of sticking out. I'm gonna do that in my mirror, just so I don't mess it up too much. What I'm doing is I'm putting it in the top and I'm pushing it down into my braid. All right, checking. Here is your braided updo. This is why it's really fun to add extensions into your braids, because instead of, like, most of our hair is finer on the ends, and once you get to the end it's like this little tiny tail, and if you want to do something cool and different than just a typical French braid, this is a great way to do it. Extensions are pretty cheap. You don't have to do anything to them. Like, you can use natural hair, you can use synthetic hair that's not real, and it still looks kind of cool, depending on what you're going for. And then I curl my natural hair so it blends really well, and then put in the way you saw earlier, and that's that. So if you have any questions, please let me know below. I'm happy to answer them. One last look. Here's a braided updo with a French braid and extensions. All right, have a wonderful day.